A 24-year-old economics student is shocked when he wins a major award in New York City and catches the attention of a 33-year-old CEO who runs a multinational corporation. After she hires him, his talent grows fast and their connection turns personal. But in a world of headlines, office politics, and high expectations, a private romance can only stay hidden for so long. Chapter 1. The night the city noticed him. I still remember the way Manhattan looked that night, like it had dressed up for a reason. The award ceremony was held in a ballroom near Central Park, all crystal lights and quiet confidence. I was 24, an economics student who spent more time with spreadsheets than crowds. I only came because my professor insisted I submit my research on market stability and small business growth. When they called my name, my hands went cold. I walked up to the stage, heard the applause, and tried to breathe like I belonged there. The trophy was heavier than I expected, the kind of weight that makes you think this is real. That was when I saw her. She sat near the front, calm and unreadable, like the room worked for her. She was 33, the owner and CEO of a multinational corporation that had its name on buildings and scholarships. Everyone in New York's business circles knew her. I had only seen her in articles and interviews, always surrounded by numbers and power. Our eyes met for a second too long. After the ceremony, I stepped into the hallway to escape the noise. I was still holding the award when she approached, steady and direct. "You're the student who wrote the paper on resilient pricing models," she said. That I nodded, suddenly nervous in a way no exam had ever caused. "It was smart," she continued. "Not just academic smart, useful." I managed to thank you, and she offered a business card like it was the simplest thing in the world. "Come to my office on Monday," she said. "I want to talk about a job." A job. At her company. In New York. The kind of opportunity people chased for years. That I watched her walk away, and the city outside the glass doors looked different, like it had opened a new path and dared me to take it. Chapter 2. Hired by the woman everyone feared. Monday morning, her headquarters felt like a separate country made of glass, steel, and quiet footsteps. I wore my best blazer and carried a notebook like armor. Her executive office had a wide view of the skyline, as if the city itself was part of her daily agenda. She spoke with focus, asking about my research, my goals, and what I would do if given access to real company data. I answered carefully, but I didn't pretend. I told her the truth. I wanted to learn fast, and I wanted to matter. She hired me on the spot for a junior analyst role with a special mentorship track. I almost asked if she was serious. Later that day, her operations director introduced himself and walked me through the team. He had the kind of presence that made people stand straight. He also watched me like he was measuring whether I would become a problem. The first weeks were brutal. I studied at night, worked all day, and still felt behind. But something in me clicked under pressure. I started seeing patterns in the numbers, finding clean solutions, and asking better questions. I built models that saved time, then money, then real headaches for the people above me. One evening, I stayed late to finish a report. The office was nearly empty when she passed my desk, coat on, clearly heading out. She stopped, looked at my screen, then at me. "You're improving faster than I expected," she said. That should have felt like a normal compliment. But coming from her, it felt personal, like she had been paying attention in a way she didn't have to. When she left, I realized something unsettling, that I wanted her approval for reasons that had nothing to do with my career. Chapter 3. Secret dates in a city that never sleeps. Our first date didn't get announced as a date. It started as coffee, after a meeting that went well. She picked a quiet cafe with a back corner where no one looked twice. She asked about my family, my childhood, the reason I chose economics. I asked about her first company, her worst mistake, and whether she ever got tired of being the strongest person in every room. For the first time, her expression softened. "I do," she admitted. "More than people think." After that, New York became our hiding place. We walked through Central Park under light rain, sharing one umbrella and laughing when the wind turned it inside out. We ate on a rooftop where the skyline looked close enough to touch. We talked in taxis, our shoulders brushing as neon reflections moved across the windows. At work, we were careful. Too careful. We spoke in professional tones. We avoided lingering. We pretended nothing had changed. But it had. A woman from her communications team once saw us through a cafe window. She didn't confront us, not then. The next day, I felt the air shift at the office, as if a rumor had taken its first breath that I should have ended it. That would have been the logical move, the safe move. Instead, I found myself waiting for the next moment alone with her, the next quiet smile that told me she was choosing me too. One night, standing beside the river with the city behind us, she took my hand openly for the first time in public. "Are you afraid?" she asked that I was. "Of the headlines, of the judgment, of being seen as a mistake." But I looked at her and told the truth again. "Yes," I said, "but I'm more afraid of losing this." Chapter 4. The day we stopped hiding. My work started speaking louder than any rumor. I led a strategy presentation that pulled together market trends, consumer behavior, and risk control in a way the senior team could use immediately. When the room broke into approval, I felt something I hadn't felt before: certainty. She watched from the front row, her face composed but her eyes proud. Afterward, her operations director pulled her aside in the hallway. His posture said warning. Even from a distance, I knew what he was talking about. The company, the board, the press, the cost of personal choices. That same week, my closest friend from campus met me outside a building and asked if I was okay. He didn't say her name, but he didn't need to. "Just don't let them turn you into a headline." He said that. I promised him I wouldn't. But New York makes headlines out of anything that dares to be different. At a major charity gala, she arrived in a silver gown that caught every light. I came in a tuxedo, invited officially as part of the company's Rising Talent program. We could have walked in separately and kept feeding the mystery. Instead, she stepped out of the car and reached for my hand. Cameras flashed. People leaned in. I heard the small wave of whispers spread like wine through tall grass. My chest tightened. But she didn't flinch. We walked forward together, clear and steady, as if this was the most normal thing in the world. Inside the venue, she leaned close and said, "I'm tired of hiding what matters." I looked at our hands, still linked, and realized I was tired too. The next morning, the news moved fast. Some voices judged, some defended, some just watched. The company's stock barely trembled, but the attention was intense. Through it all, she stayed calm. She went to meetings, answered hard questions, and never once stepped away from me. And in that pressure, I learned the real meaning of partnership. Not the perfect moments, but the decision to stand together when it gets loud. Chapter 5. A love that changed the plan. A few weeks later, she invited me to her penthouse for dinner. No staff, no schedule, no screens glowing with urgent emails. Just quiet, warm light, and the sound of the city far below. I expected a conversation about boundaries, about company rules, about protecting both our reputations. Instead, she sat beside me on the sofa and took my hands like she had something to protect too. "I've built companies," she said. "I've negotiated deals in countries where people tried to break me with a smile. I've always had a plan." Her voice caught slightly, then steadied. "And then you showed up. You didn't chase my name. You didn't fear me. You worked. You grew. You made me feel seen." I couldn't speak. I just held on tighter. She took a breath, looking directly at me. "I love you," she said. "Not as a secret, not as a phase. I mean it in the way that changes a life." Time slowed. The city seemed to go quiet, like it was listening too. Then she asked me something I never expected from a woman with her power. "I want you with me," she said. "And I want a real home. Will you be my husband? Will you be my house band, if that's what we choose, so we can build a life that isn't always chasing the next crisis?" The question wasn't about control. It was about trust, about choosing a different kind of strength. I thought about the years I spent trying to prove myself. I thought about the way she never asked me to become smaller, only more honest. I thought about the peace I felt when I was with her, even when the world was watching. I smiled, and my voice finally worked. "Yes," I said. "I'll build that home with you." She laughed softly, the kind of laugh that sounded like relief, and then she pulled me into a kiss that felt like a promise made out loud. The wedding was elegant but not cold. New York showed up in its own way. A classic venue, bright flowers, and a skyline that looked like a witness. When we exchanged vows, she looked at me as if I was the only person in the room. Later, we drove to her mansion, the place everyone assumed belonged to a life too large for love. But when the doors opened, it didn't feel like a museum. It felt like a beginning. We carried boxes inside like any couple starting over, laughing when one nearly fell apart in my hands. She leaned against the doorway, watching me with a look that still surprised me. "What?" I asked. She walked over, straightened my collar, and said, "Welcome home." And for the first time in my life, I believed that home wasn't a location. It was a person. If you enjoyed this New York City romance, make sure to subscribe to the channel, activate notifications so you don't miss the next story, and give this video a like. Comment below what your favorite moment was, and share this video with someone who loves emotional love stories with big life choices.